Hey guys, welcome to the channel. I'm Sheen, your host. This is Money Matters. In this channel, we talk about money, finance, how to grow your money, how to invest your money, how to make money work hard for you. Guys, if you haven't subscribed yet, consider subscribing. Give me a thumbs up. Really helps out the channel. Check out my links in the description below for free stocks and free money. I get free stocks and free money, and you also get free stocks. It really helps out the channel. I appreciate it very much. Consider subscribing again if you haven't yet already. Let's get started. We're talking about Intel stock. So I talked about Intel last month. I talked about Intel and I put out this video, Intel or Neo, and boy, did the Neo bulls let me have it in the comments. The Neo bulls were all over that video and basically saying how stupid of you to choose Intel over Neo. It wasn't a comparison of the two companies or the two stocks. The video was just purely pertaining to the fact that Intel is providing the self-driving hardware and software for Neo vehicles. And in my opinion, it was a safer bet to go with Intel versus Neo. And so hopefully this video doesn't have too many Neo bulls in it and leave me a bunch of negative comments. But we're going to talk about Intel. We're going to talk about where I think they're moving into in the future and why I think Intel is a very, very overlooked company that is trading well below where I think it should trade and where I think it should be moving into the next 3 to 5 years. And again, I'm a long-term investor, so if you are a trader looking to trade Intel, this is not the video for you. I don't think Intel is a good stock to be trading at all. We're pretty much in consolidation for the past 2 to 3 years, so traders would not be interested in this stock at all. A long-term investor like myself looking like 2 to 3 years, maybe 3 to 5 years out, in my opinion, Intel is a fantastic stock to be getting in at these prices. So let's get started. Intel is a $204 billion market cap company, currently trading at just under $50. So this is a long-term going out with roughly through 3 years out. So you'll see Intel is pretty much in consolidation for the past 3 years. Really, the stock hasn't really done anything for the past 3 years. So a lot of people are going to look at this chart and say, Intel hasn't done anything. Their management is poor. AMD is eating their lunch. NVIDIA is eating their lunch. By the way, I do own NVIDIA. So I'm going to make an argument why this is not true. So stick with me. Basically, I just want to show you this chart that we are pretty much at the support level. Support level is roughly $45, and we hit there just a couple of weeks ago, and we were trading at $45 for a little bit. But anywhere under $50 is really support, and this support has been tested multiple times throughout the last three to 4 years. So that's why this is a very, very strong support. So I don't think Intel is going to go anywhere below $45. If it breaks that support, we're looking down into the $35. Yeah, $35 will be the next support. I don't think we're going to get to $35 in my opinion. So that is why this is a fantastic point to get into. Intel is basically at the rock bottom right now. All right, so a lot of bad news about Intel in the past few months, few weeks. Intel's next generation 7-nanometer chips are delayed until 2022. So when that news came out, their stock just pretty much took its plunge all the way down to the $48 and now down to $45 was the rock bottom. Also, a few months ago, one thing is about over the summer, the news came out that Apple was transitioning out of Intel chips. They're going to be making their own chips, their M1 chip, of course, and so. Intel is just getting bad news after bad news, and that is why the stock is not performing. And a lot of people are arguing that Intel is a dinosaur. They are not innovating, and basically it shows in their stock price. AMD taking over, other chip manufacturers taking over, NVIDIA being one of them. So I just want to make an argument that, hey, Intel is transitioning out of the old Intel, making these processors and data centers, making these chips. That is something that I think, and I will try to explain to you guys, that they are transitioning out of, and they're moving into a whole new space, and that's where they're concentrating all of their money, all of their research, and acquiring a bunch of companies. One of the companies that I'm mainly going to talk about right now is Mobileye. Mobileye is a massive asset, in my opinion, that nobody really talks about, that is as part of the Intel family. It's kind of, swept under the rug. Not a lot of people talk about it. I'm going to show you this video right now about how advanced Mobileye is. So in the States, we all talk about Tesla bull. My biggest position is Tesla. And I believe Tesla is going to be the first to sell to self-driving. But outside of the United States, Intel is massive in the self-driving space. They're doing a lot of partnerships in China, in Europe. So we don't hear about this in the States that much unless you really research, unless you really dig, or if you're really invested into Intel. That's the only time you would really know about how advanced Intel's self-driving technology is. So check out this video. This was about, I think, 7-8 months ago, where Intel's software and hardware is on this vehicle and is completely doing level 4/level 5 self-driving for I think about 30 to 40 minutes, a complete route in a downtown area, in a highly populated metropolitan area. So I'll play about 30 seconds of the video. Check this out.
Up ahead there is a construction zone that is partially blocking the right lane, and you can see how the vehicle veers slightly to avoid it. You also see the object detection represented by red dots in the sensing display. Now we will see 3 related interesting situations involving vehicles that function as obstacles, which we mark in orange in the sensing display. In the first, the AV detects the vehicle and quickly understands it's parked. While common, this can be very tricky to detect. Now we are yielding to a pedestrian in the crosswalk. In the sensing display, you can see the detection when the pedestrian turns red. It means that we need to yield. Here we are changing lanes to the left because we detect a number of parked vehicles in the right lane. Also in this case, we use environmental cues to determine that these cars are parked and not just stuck in traffic.
All right, so if you don't dig for this information, you probably won't find it. If you don't research the self-driving space, the autonomous space, the EV vehicle space, you really wouldn't know about this information, because here in the States, really everything is about Tesla. But the world is a very big place, Tesla. Even though I am a huge bull, I do recognize that maybe Tesla will be first to solve self-driving, but they're not going to be the only ones, and they're not going to be the only vehicles on the road. There's a huge market for self-driving vehicles. Tesla's not going to be the only one. So we're interested in making money, and we're making money. I'm making money, tons of money with Tesla. But I do also realize that Tesla is not going to be the only one to do self-driving. All right, so Intel is pivoting to the artificial intelligence space. They're using their massive balance sheet to acquire a lot of companies, a lot of startup companies in the AI field. This is just one of them, announced a few weeks ago, or last month, a couple months ago, or a few weeks ago. Intel to acquire SigUp to scale artificial intelligence productivity and performance. Intel announced it will acquire SigUp, a San Francisco-based provider of a leading platform for the optimization of artificial intelligence software models at scale. SigUp AI technologies delivered productivity and performance gains across hardware and software parameters, use cases, and workloads in deep learning, machine learning, and data analytics. Intel plans to use SigUp software technologies across Intel's AI hardware products to help accelerate, amplify, and scale Intel's artificial software solutions. Intel expects the AI silicon market to be greater than $25 billion by 2024. AI solutions already drive meaningful revenue for the company, with more than $3.8 billion in AI-driven revenue in 2019. All right, so I'm trying to present that Intel is transitioning into the more of the artificial intelligence space, and also into the artificial self-driving space. Here is another article, Mobileye Geely to offer most robust driver assistance features. So Geely Auto Group, the largest privately held auto manufacturer in China, unveiled the highly anticipated premium electric vehicle Zero Concept from Lynk & Co., a brand under the Geely Auto Group. The new Zero Concept EV will feature Lynk & Co.'s co-pilot solution powered by Mobileye Supervision, surround view advanced driver assistance, and over-the-air update capabilities. Utilizing Mobileye's production-ready supervision system based on Mobileye's leading IQ5 system on chip. So Mobileye, by the numbers, their numbers are continuing to go up year by year. So 17.4 million delivered in 2019, over 54 million IQ chips shipped to date, roughly a 46% compound annual growth rate. So they are projecting to be having level 4 to level 5 autonomy and mobility as a service. So basically that is like a robo-taxi network, the same thing that Tesla is trying to do here in the States. So they are projecting that for 2022 to have level 4/level 5 mobility as a service. So balance sheet, they have plenty of cash. They are a massive company. They have over $13 billion in cash, and they are using this cash again to buy all these artificial intelligence startup companies and really move into the artificial intelligence space because this is the transition in the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years. I think it's going to be the transition period before full artificial intelligence really sweeps over the whole world. And with that, of course, the self-driving is going to be a massive, massive market. How big of a market? Nobody really knows. Nobody can really put a number on it. But take a look. GM Cruise values the autonomous vehicle industry at $8 trillion. So if you guys follow the space, there's probably tens, if not hundreds of companies, if you include US, China, and Europe, probably literally hundreds of companies working on artificial intelligence for self-driving. In the United States, there's probably at least 10 alone. In China, there's probably 40 to 50, who knows how many. But everybody knows this is going to be massive. $8 trillion market, says GM. It could be even bigger. Just think about it. Who's going to want to drive a car when you're going to be able to have an autonomous vehicle? You could do anything in the car, take a nap, read a book, do anything in the car, and it'll drive itself. That market is going to be massive. $8 trillion, possibly, $10 trillion, who knows? But all these companies are investing in autonomous driving. GM, Ford, Honda, to every single auto manufacturer, even Amazon is. So check this out. Waymo, which is a Google company, they have a $30 billion evaluation on Waymo. Amazon acquired Zook, which is an autonomous driving company, and that was valued at $1.2 billion. Argo AI, another American AI company, working with Ford and Volvo, they were valued at $7.5 billion. And Mobileye was acquired by Intel back in 2017 for $15 billion. So, I'm trying to demonstrate to you guys, this is a massive, massive space that Intel has a strong foothold in that nobody really talks about. I would argue they are maybe even number one. Maybe they're number one over Tesla. And I'm saying that as a huge Tesla bull, that they could be number one. If not, they are definitely number two when it comes to full autonomy, self-driving, autonomous AI. So I know a lot of you guys are just going to go look on Intel's chart and just look at the chart and say, hey, this stock hasn't moved in the past 3 years, past 4 years. The stock hasn't performed, and therefore we're going to write it off. But I'm going to present to you that you should never judge a company by its stock chart. You should never judge the company by its past history. That is old history. That does not have any factor about where the company is moving in the next 3 to 5 years or just into the future period. So this is the stock chart again. Again, it's been consolidating for the last 3 years, hasn't done anything, right? It's been trading about $40 to $50 for the last 3 years. So take a look at this stock chart. This stock chart, this company hasn't done anything between 2016 and roughly 2019. It was under $20 for the longest time. It was trading for $10 for about 2 to 3 years and under $20 for like 3 to 4 years. And this company now is trading at $93, and that is AMD. So again, don't judge a company by its past stock chart, this past performance that has no yield on what it's going to do in the future. Here's another one. This stock didn't do anything from basically 2015 all the way to this year, all the way to 2020. It was trading under $100. That's done nothing. But this year it's moved from $100 to now $568, and that stock chart is Tesla, of course. So again, never judge a company by its past performance. It will surprise you what the company is going to do in the future if you just do some research, look into what they're doing, where they're investing their money, where they are, what kind of companies they're acquiring, and what they are doing with those companies. So guys, that's my argument about Intel, why at $45, at the rock bottom price of $45, where it's been consolidating for the past 3 to 4 years. This is the fantastic time to be getting into Intel because they are going to be massive in the artificial intelligence space, and more specifically in the self-driving, autonomous self-driving space, which is going to explode in the next 2 to 3 years, in my opinion. Everybody is going to want a self-driving car. I mean, do you want a self-driving car? How much is that worth? Tesla is saying that their full self-driving package could be worth up to $100,000 per vehicle. So guys, that's my video. I hope you found some value in that video. I hope you are a long-term investor and just think far out into the future. Your money can grow massively if you just hold it into a company that you believe and you research into, and a company that's going to massively change the way you and I live and you and I transport. So guys, hope you found my value in the video. Give me a thumbs up. Consider subscribing if you haven't yet already. Have an awesome week. Take care. Peace.